like I said, as long as I'm hanging in there and doing good, then if I was streaming on the way to church, then I was going to church. So I kind of feel like I have a little hope today. Um,
Sorry. I'm talking to the driver in front of me.
yeah, we're putting on the highway because I had to have a breathing treatment this morning because of the asthma, which I should have had yesterday and not been so dilly-dally and making sure that that occurred. But I'm on my, I have some hope this morning. Of course, I took my last medication on day was it? Took my last medication on Friday, so there's some hope that things are starting to progress and my body's starting to kind of get back to normal. And I would sure like to see that. If you would get off your phone, maybe you pay attention to the road.
I don't often get frustrated with drivers, but I am really frustrated with this woman or man or whoever it is.
Well, they're not paying attention.
Good grief.
They're not paying attention to the road. They're paying attention to their phone, which is not a very good thing to do. And I would go very slowly because they're obviously not going to get up to speed. And I'd give them room to.
I will. Good grief. As soon as I can, I'm getting away from them.
Oh, I would, because obviously they're not paying attention to anything. Oh, I don't like the highway. I don't like the highway. Can I click my heels and we could just be there? That would be awful nice, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Thank you.
And it's a busy Sunday. Oh my goodness.
No, I just want to get away from this person.
I know. She got away from the person. Now we're behind them, which I don't know
We're in
if it's
front of them.
or in front of them, but they're behind us.
Yes, well,
Oh goodness. Anyway, it was kind of my fault because I was just running a little bit behind this morning. I just decided like to breathe a little bit, and I needed a breathing treatment. So anyway, hopefully everybody is having a blessed morning, even in the midst of highways and frustrations. I kind of have a glimmer of hope this morning. I'm not going to hold it out too long or anything. I'm just going to be thankful for the moment. Like I said yesterday, we are literally taking one day by one day. I think when you're kind of hanging in there in your life and you're kind of in that hang in there kind of stage, sometimes you have to take one day at a time. And sometimes you take one moment at a time. And sometimes you have to take 1 second at a time. And there's nothing wrong with that. Have a good support system surrounding you to be able to do that. And I'm thankful that this channel does have that. So anyway, but I think that we have to, of course, be in that position where we are kind of making sure that we have the support system. Because sometimes when you're in a hole, your family's great, and my family has been amazing and awesome, and I'm grateful for that. But sometimes it's the friends around you that kind of help pull you out of it. And you all did on Thursday. Well, welcome on in, Lemur. It's just, I think that you have to realize that having a community, having a support system, to just be able to know you can go to them if you're struggling with something is really, really, really important. Hi, Sandy. How are you? And I'm thankful that this is what this channel has been created for. It's what it's here for. It's here when we're kind of walking that difficult line of our lives. I look back at the past 2 months. First of all, I say, without God carrying me at times, I wouldn't have made it. I still would have made it, but I'd been a heck of a lot more tired, I think. But and of course, of course, I'm so thankful for the community that He's blessed us with. It's a busy, busy highway today. You had to put me on a busy highway on a Sunday. Where are all these people going on a Sunday?
Just Memorial Day weekend.
I'm all squirrely today. I can tell you that.
Would be over with by Friday or something.
Yeah, but I think that the community is important when you're kind of going through whatever you're going through. And yes, it is. A support system is so important. And I think to myself, I look at the I look at the past 2 months, and I think there was days that I could not, between just grieving my aunt, which I don't even think I've begun to even step in that one yet, and dealing with what I've been going through health wise. I think to myself, I couldn't have gone out. There was days I could not have gone out and done this or done that, because I was just too tired. I deal with the fibromyalgia on a daily basis, and having you all to go and just say, okay, how y'all doing, and having that support system and having that encouragement and having those friends that message and say, how you doing, and knowing that I could literally just call somebody and they're there to just listen is so, so important. I do believe that sometimes our garage doors have become somewhat of a shield. Hi, Kristen. How you doing? They've become somewhat of a shield. Now, we can't get our car in the garage door, or in the garage because it's filled. But those that can, I think we go into our house, we open the garage door, we put the car in, and we close it, and we go in our homes. And we don't really get to know our neighbors. When we used to just park the car in the garage and our neighbor would pull up, maybe we'd take an opportunity to talk with them or say hello and get to know them a little bit. And I think we need to do more of that. We have people in our own backyard, in our own communities, in our own neighborhoods that we can have a connection with. And if you're dealing with a chronic illness, or you're dealing with a caretaking for an individual, whether they're small or older, if you're able to have a YouTube community or several that you can pop in, and I just see them actually growing. They are growing tremendously. I think there's more and more channels that are realizing the benefit of doing live streams and building that community. Yep, absolutely. I think understanding what you thrive on is important too. Some people, it's the woods. Some people, it's the mountains. Some people, it's the ocean. It's all about connecting with nature. And that's important too. It was a switch that happened on Thursday for me as I came out of my bedroom and I went outside. And I sat there. It was cool. And then, of course, that beautiful sunset that came across the skies. And absolutely. They came across the skies, and it was like, you know what? There's going to be light and on this kind of difficult part of my life. Connections with people are important too, but sometimes we need to work on our foundation. Absolutely, 100%. And it was interesting to kind of go back to the first live that we did, and I posted that little short, and I've got more coming from that first live, thinking, boy, oh boy, we've come such a long way. I've come such a long way in just from the first time we did a live. I'm so much more confident than I was when we first did a live. Now, this is of course Mama's channel, but she gets any of the revenue from it. I need the connection. Um, and she does a lot of the back scene stuff, and I'm more in front of the camera, and I help her with a lot of the other stuff too. But I'm so grateful that this has become a platform of crocheting that connection. And also, not only that, I thought about it very recently. I thought, this is a place I can be my goofy self. I've spent my life kind of trying to find a place I could kind of fit in, be this, girl that wasn't the thinnest. Um, when I was young, I had acne, and, I was goofy, and at 12 years old, I was this girl that liked Elvis and all this other kind of music that my friends were not into, that my grandmother made sure I knew who Johnny Mathis was, and Mel Torme, and Barbara, all those people. And I just had a hard time fitting in. But I fit in here, and I get to be myself, my authentic self, because at the heart of who Mary is, I have a very big heart, and everybody will tell you that. I have this big heart that wants to help everybody. I want to be there. And when I'm a friend to somebody, I'm a friend. There's you're stuck with me kind of thing. And I'm thankful for that, because my mom is just this sweet, quiet, except there are occasions when somebody slow gets behind her on a Sunday morning.
It's in front of me.
In front of me. Uh, you know, she's just this calm individual. But, well, thank you, Lima, for coming in, and I appreciate it. And hopefully you'll come back, and thanks for stopping on in. But she's a very different personality. She's even said to me, because Christina lives an hour away, she said, I don't know how you do it. You get on that thing for an hour and you just talk. And she said, I have no idea how you do it. I don't think I could do it. But she has a lot of wonderful qualities. She is got a tremendous heart, and she's very wise. And I wish I had listened.
A lot of mistakes.
Yeah, but I wish I had listened to her a lot longer, a lot earlier in life. I may not have. Well, I don't think that, but she didn't have vertebrae. She was just frustrated, because, of course, the other person was paying more attention to their cell phone than was the road. And, but she's a good driver. I don't do a lot of driving anymore because of my medication that I'm on. But she's a good driver. But, for the most part, my mom is just this steady individual. I'm much more people person. I'm like my dad, much more people person, and much more, I'm more creative, I think, than she is. I can look at something, and I'm good with colors. I've spent time in my life picking out outfits for her, which she still has today. I may add. Some of them are probably about 20 years old.
Yeah.
But I would always, if my dad wanted to go pick her an outfit, he would always take me with him, because he knew that I can pick out colors. And that's why when I do blankets, I do so well with that, because I can put colors together very well. And
Your very first paycheck that you ever got.
Yep.
You went to the store and bought me a top and a pair.
And she still has it today. First paycheck.
It's got a couple of holes in it.
Yeah, but I'm good with colors, and I'm good with people, and I've just got this I've got a good heart, and I'm very thankful for the influence that she gave. And what's carried through several generations Ooh, there's a deer. I don't know if you can see. There it is. There he goes. I don't know if you can saw that, but he was right at the edge of the road, and we didn't know if he was going this way or that way. Um, one of the things that um, has carried through generation to generation is loyalty. That is something that I have, my mom has had, and now Christina has. When she is your friend, she's your friend, and she's loyal, and there's just that can it just shows. I can say that's kind of been through generation to generation. You can't. I know Nana was loyal. She
Oh,
had.
yes.
I mean, it's just kind of carried through the generations of just loyalty. Um, you know, just being, that's kind of one thing that somebody said at Christina's wedding. When she loves you, and she loves you hard. And that's kind of something that's kind of come through several generations of our family. And it's a good characteristic when you have it. So it is a beautiful, I don't know if you can tell, it is a beautiful Sunday. Some clouds in the sky. We're supposed to go to Christina's writing lesson this afternoon, and hopefully I will feel as good as I kind of feel this morning. But remember to be proud of being yourself because everyone else is taken. Keep crocheting that connection. No crochet hook is required. Thank you all for showing up. Sophia, Sandy, Luma, all those that came in, Kristen, all those that came in. Thank you so much for showing up. I love each and every one of you. Remember, today is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad it is. We have you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered, and we'll see you all later. Bye-bye, everybody.